video we are opening the base box, the core game, Mythic Battles Pantheon. So let's turn it to one edge, stick the knife in and get the cellophane off, so hopefully we can see this much more clearly. Alright then, so Mythic Battles Pantheon. There's a bit of a battle raging on the box, as you can see. But what's inside? Let's turn the box over, you can see the back. So it's a game for 14 plus, 2 to 4 players, and it lasts 60 to 90 minutes. You get 37 miniatures, 4 gods, 4 monsters, 5 heroes, 24 troops, 149 cards, 10 special dice, 15 Omphalos, 20 tokens, 24 3D cardboard terrain, 13 dashboards, 1 rulebook, 1 starter book and 1 book of scenarios. All in one little measure. Marvellous. So let's turn it back over and get the lid off the box. There we are. So what do we have in here? Now the reason I'm doing it this way is because the couch is taken at the moment, so I would normally sit and talk about it and show you what's what. I can't do that yet, so we're just going to have to make do with what we have. So let's take these out first of all, because we're not looking at them yet. Take these out as well, because we're not looking at them yet. What are these? We have little boards. Okay, sequence of play. Do the French. And that's French. And then we have we have 2 sequence of play cards for each language. Exactly the same for both. Obviously, with it being near enough a 2-player game or a 4-player game, there's 2 teams usually. So to keep you, what do you call it? To keep you focused on what you're doing, obviously they'll have 1 for each team. Next we have a piece of cardboard that is used for packing, nothing inside it. Same with that one there. And we have a few smaller ones here. And them as well. We'll pop them to one side. And then we'll have a look. Take the boards out as well, and we can have a quick look at the books that you get with the game. So we have the Getting Started book, the rule book, and the scenario book in English, and we have the exact same as well in French. It's a French company, so obviously they'll have it in both languages. Let's have a quick look, and I mean a very quick look at the scenario book. I don't want to be going into too much detail with it. Shows you how to set it out. What models to use, that kind of thing. Different setups between 2-player, 3-player and a 4-player game. I said, don't want to go too much into it. Don't want to spoil the surprise. Then we have the rule book. This is all the, obviously the big heavy rules that you need to learn for when you're playing the game. The one thing I'm going to have to try and get my head around is the way the dice rolls go. But obviously that'll come in time. There are lots and lots and lots of things in here. So there's that, and then there's the getting started. So this is the quick rules, just to basically get going with the game and get you playing straight out of the box. So there we are. Obviously I'm not going to be keeping the French rule books and the French cards because I don't speak French, so they won't be kept in the box, but I might keep one of them just in case. Next we have a lot of boards here with tiles, so let's move the big box out of the way and we can have a look at what we have. Okay, so we have tiles for, starting at the top, Ares, Owl, Inferno, Lightning, Onslaught, Three-Headed Bite, Charge, Petrify. I'll start again because I'm reading the wrong things now. It's Ares, Athena, Hades, Zeus, Hydra, Cerberus, Minotaur, Medusa and Heracles. That's one lot of cards. I was reading the special things rather than the actual name of the thing. And then we have some of the heroes with Achilles, Leonidas, Odysseus and Atalanta. And lots of tokens and such like. Not sure what they are there. On the back, should have looked at this beforehand, but on the back we have the French version. Well, it depends on which way you look at it really. If you're French, on the back you've got the English version. If you're English, on the back you've got the French version. And then we have some columns and some more tokens. And here we have trees, what looks like it could be a cliff face or a big boulder. And on this final one, basically same again, trees and a cliff face or a big boulder. Right. That's the boards, or the tiles rather. Put that in there. And now we have the game boards. Right, so game board number one. What I'm going to do is put the lid back on the box. Put the lid back on the box and then we can open up the boards and hopefully we can see the quality of the illustrations on the boards. I know they're not exactly level with the camera, but wow is a word that springs rapidly to mind. Have a broken statue lying here, which is like a wooded area, big boulder, broken temple that's on fire. Really, really nice artwork. And then if we turn it over, we have that. I'm not exactly sure what these big metal things are. I know that's a chain holding a boulder. That's a giant's hand sticking through the grate there. But what these are, I have no idea. but they look imposing. That is one board, and they're all double-sided, which is nice. That's one done. The next one is here, and they're not really massive boards either, I've noticed. So you can get away with using a lot of figures in a small area. Well, when I say small area, fairly small area. We've got a broken pillar here, stonework, and all damaged and falling apart. This must be the entrance to the Minotaur's labyrinth. If you remember, in the previous video we showed the pictures from the companion book where the building shows you how to build the 3D version. And we'll turn it over. This one is upside down. I think this might be the River Styx. Maybe, I'm assuming that would be Sharon's boat. I might be wrong on that, but awesome artwork. I hope you can see it properly. Really, really impressive artwork on this. But that's the boards. Next, what we want to look at are the minor what's the word I'm looking for? The minor items such as miniatures, which you're not really bothered about in a miniatures game, but so let us drop the camera a little and open the box. First of all, the thing that strikes me with this, if you look, they've used a special technique for the weapons, and you will see that none of the spears, none of the weapons, none of the jutty out bits are bent. That is absolutely awesome. Because normally in games like this, you'll find that there are spears that are bent, and you know, all you have to do is put them in a bit of hot water and they revert back to straight again. But the fact that you can open it up and it's all sort of like pristine and immaculate with the straightness of the plastic, it's absolutely wonderful. I don't know what plastic they've used for it. I know they haven't mentioned it, but wow. Anyway, let's get some minis out and see what we have. Now, I don't really know what all the minis are, or who all the minis are. I suppose it would tell me with the cards. I know I usually look at the cards first of all rather than the minis, but I'm too impatient this time. I really want to see these minis. It doesn't actually say on the bottom. It's not like it's a D&D. Oops, not like it's a D&D board game. Look at that, the fine detail and the very thin spear there, and there's not ounce, or there's not millimetre of bending in it. It's, oh, It really does. I want to move this down a little bit because I'm going off camera. That's better. That is absolutely astounding. I've cut myself on something, don't know what, but never mind. There we go. So we have those 4. And I'm just running through, as I usually do, for all of the minis. Look at each one just to make sure that they're all okay. Obviously, just in case there's an issue with any of them, I can get in contact and refer to the video if need be. I don't think I'm going to get any problems with these. And then we have 5 of these little dog-like things. Don't know what they are. In fact, there's not 5. There's 6 of them. Not even the chain collar there. They're all the same on each one. There's no distortion. I just think that is brilliant. Why can't all games manufacturers use a system like this where it's better for the minis? Next we have, let's get the troops done first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Would these be the myrmidons? I don't know. The Achilles team, squad, whatever you want to call it. Maybe, and again, maybe not.
Your cape is gone. Your cape.
Yeah. There's a lot of movement in the cape. A little bit, and I mean a little bit, of mould line on the spear. I just can't get over the straightness of the fine detail stuff. You know, the really thin parts. Can't get over how straight they are. I know, as I said, they've talked about materials they've used, and they've used it so that would happen, but still, when you see them, it's sort of like, you know, you can't understand how. I don't know whether I don't know whether it just costs too much to do it for the smaller miniatures games or what. I don't know, but or whether it's just new technology that they're using. Why can't, as I said, why can't all game miniature manufacturers use the same products to keep the bending under control? So a little bit of flashing there on mould line. You look at the damage to the shield. These little details. I wonder if this is Odysseus. Obviously it's going to tell me in the instructions book or on the cards, but, you know. I'm thinking. Is that Achilles, I wonder? Or Aries? I don't know. I guess sometimes I get these mixed up. These are going to look so nice painted up. They look as though they're going to be a joy to paint as well. Right, they're the small ones. Now let's get some slightly bigger ones. Now we have the centaurs. That is a stag's skull that he's using as a helmet. You see his face is there. There's no... That is quite firm. There's no bend in that little bit at all. No, no, just looking. It does look as though there is a slight bend in the staff there, but it may be intentional. Just to add that little bit of naturalness to the staff. It certainly doesn't look out of place, let's put it that way. Next we have Snake Girl, assuming this is Medusa. If you look to the hair, hopefully you can that's focused in on the snake heads. Small, but perfectly formed. Next, what we have is this big fella, the Minotaur, whatever you want to call him. He's a beast, obviously. I like the broken horn. And next, let's get some of the big ones out. This be Aphrodite. Naturally wonder whether I should paint this all in metallic colours as a bit of a nod to Clash of the Titans. I'm going to leave that to one side because we have one that's embedded behind it, so it's going to be easier to put out. I think this may be Zeus himself with his lightning bolt in his hand. Just look. I mean, these aren't going to be these aren't the smallest figures either. These are large mini. They are going to be bigger. And oh, there's a determined young man there. And again, the movement in the cape. So dynamic a pose. And then the one that's gone behind the others. Would this be Hades, I wonder? Absolutely beautiful minis. Oh, we've not finished. You know, there's still more minis to come. Because we have these ones in here. We'll just put these to one side and we'll have a look first of all at Cerberus. Right. That is quite a heavy miniature. It's sturdy, solid. That was Cerberus. And in the pack below Cerberus we have a Hydra. And if I remember rightly from watching certain certain films, you cut the head off and 2 more grow back in its place. It's going to be interesting if it carries that part through to this. Some long battles there I can see. And now we have the dice. We have these ones. They are marked from blank, one-sided, one side with lightning bolts coming out, 2 daggers, swords, 3 swords, 4 swords, and I think that's it. Not quite sure what these are. I think these will be for attacks. The ones that I opened up, showed you in another video, the first video from this, which have the numbers on it. I think they're for the role-playing game, but these are for the actual board game itself. So I'll put those back. In fact, I'll just put them to one side, save a little bit of time. Now we have these. Now these are one of the main things about the game, the Omphalos, which are little crystals. They are to be, they are, I think, a source of power. Very nice. Quite a little bag of those. I'm not getting them all out, as I don't need to. And then we have these little clicky things. Now these go on the character boards to mark off certain things. They just slot in with those and slide up and down the board. I'll show you that at a later stage. We've got quite a few of those. And now we're looking at cards. There are a number of cards here. Okay, so let's find my knife of opening. I'll put it somewhere. There it is. Now let's slice open one lot. Yeah, I'll slice it open. I really need to get a sharp knife. Oh yeah, I'll do it that time. And now, what do we have? The card's quite thin. I'm not quite sure what I think of the cardstock quality. But these are the Art of War cards, I think they're called. You can use these to use powers and such like. These are Omphalos cards. They will allow you to do special things, if I remember rightly. I'm only trying to remember how to use certain things. Some of these cards from watching the gameplay videos on Beasts of War.
good channel. Sorry, that's a good channel.
Now you've got this set of cards.
Just like us, we're a good channel.
So we start off with Leonidas, Athena, Spartans. They were these fellas. These are the Spartans. If you remember when we did the unboxing for the Conan box, we had one of those. Like a, whatchamacallit, it's a special figure in the Conan box. And we have Zeus, I was right, with the big mini. Heracles. He was the one with the big club, I remember. We have villagers. Haven't seen any minis for them, but they will be in one of the extra boxes. Cerberus, we've seen that mini. The Minotaur, we've seen that mini. More villagers. The Hydra. Was right with Medusa. More villagers. Then we have the hoplites, which were these ones, I think. Were they? Could be, don't know. Don't think they were. They've got a different shield. We'll find out later. We have Amazons. They may be in the Pandora's box. The hoplites and Amazons. Ares. Spartans. Oh, hang on a moment. Ah, yeah. One of the smaller cards that we did for the Spartans. Okay. Then we have the Infernal Warriors, which were these ones that I showed you. We have Atalantia, who I assume is this young lady, because they've both got a bolus. Yes, I was right, that other one was Odysseus. Yes, and the big one with the forked staff was Hades. We have Achilles. Trying to work out. I think that's one of the hoplites. No, it's not. That's Leonidas, I think. Achilles. This is Achilles. It would be nice if they put the same artwork on. There's the miniatures stance. Then we have the centaurs. We have infernal hounds, which we've seen. And then back here we have Amazons, centaurs, infernal warriors, infernal hounds, and the hoplites. So that's that set of deck of cards. And now the final deck of cards. Once I can get them open, that is. Oh, this is a long video. If I'd have stuck with that the way I usually do them, I showed you the cards and the books and everything first and then done a separate video for the minis, it wouldn't be so long, but ah well. Zeus. Athena. Spartans. exactly the same as the other cards. Yep, we've already had this deck already. I just need to, I'm going to have to check as to whether or not I'm supposed to have 2 of these decks. Yeah, but you've seen all these ones before. So, that's it. All I can show you out of this box. I hope you've enjoyed what there's been. I know there's not been much, but I hope you've enjoyed the video. Until next time, as always, take care, God bless, and bye for now.